Well, let's see some more examples of for loops. Like for loops can be iterated over a range and iterators. So let me take a variable called n is equal to 4 and then just simply use a for loop, and I wanted to use for I as a variable here in range. Let's say that starts from 0 and n, when we have already assigned as 4, so it's supposed to be a 4 here. Now I just wanted to use a print function and execute this program. What do I get here? I get here 0, you can see it here, 0 1 2 3. So how does this actually works? Maybe we can just go to the debugger and we can just check. Let me just put here breakpoint. Now we can just check the debugger here. Oh no, it's not running here actually. Yeah, now it's fine. Now if I wanted to check a step-by-step operation, how Python takes a step-by-step operation. Now, initially it starts with an integer, like variable got assigned with 4, right? Now, the next it sees that like I will take 0, and the next it will do 1. So it takes 0 and it prints 0, and then you can see in the console like it prints 0 initially. Now what it is happening, it goes again, checks what is there in the range, that is 1. Now the int I is equal to 1. Now it gets printed I is equal to 1 in our console. Likewise, if you just again go and check next step, it goes with 2. Now 2 is printed in our console. Likewise, if you wanted to just go further, now 3 will be printed in the console. And again the next step, oh, I have some issue here. Well, okay, all right, so that is a basic concept here actually. 0 1 2 3, when the list of I mean when the items are finished in the range, then there are no more items in the range, like it stops at 3, because the range itself, like when we just put here 4, it excludes the upper limit and it just prints until 3. So that's how this works. Well, this time I just wanted to clean up the code and wanted to check with a string. Maybe I just wanted to use something like for I in apple. Let me just put here something. Yeah, let me just use some random keyword here. Uh, Random variable name, sorry. So for I in, let me just put apples. So apples is a string here, which is an iterable object, right? Now I just wanted to use a print function, and I, what do you think I'll get as an output here? I must get apples, apples, right? So now what, how it is doing here, how actually it just performs the operation. Now I goes into the string, checks the first item in the string and prints that item, and it goes again, checks for the next item which is p, prints p, and then checks for the next item which is p again, it prints p. Likewise, it goes until s and it prints s, and after that it just checks again, is there any other value after s? If there are no values, it gets exhausted and just comes out of the loop. That's how it generally works with the strings. This time I just wanted to iterate over a tuple. Maybe this time I just wanted to use something like fruits as a variable, and put the tuple of items here. Fruits, maybe a mango, and like maybe an apple, and papaya, right? So I've just given a variable for a list of for not for a list, but it is a tuple, right? Now Using for loop, I just wanted to use for I can take anything for variable. I can take this time fruit in. I wanted to put iterate over tuples, right? Fruits, and just use the print function and put the fruit in it. So what do you think I'll get? I think I must get same thing, like, you know, one after the other. So we got mango, apple, and papaya, and it follows the same sequence what we have seen in the list and what we have seen in the strings. All right, this is about iterating over a tuple. Going further, I also wanted to just want you to look you at dictionaries as well. So let me just put something for a dictionary here. Let me just say a variable called d, which is equal to date, and I just wanted to use d of xyz, which is equal to, I'm just simply using a dictionary here, right? Okay, which is 1 2 3. That means this is a key and this is a value. I can also do like this, right? And then I just wanted to use a key as ABC and wanted to assign a number called 345. Now I just wanted to use a for loop over this dictionary. So how can I use for I in D? Simply I can just say simply, print I, right? What do you think I'll get here? I get XYZ and ABC. That means whenever we just put here um, D, it directly takes only the keys. Now you can also, by default it is taking keys. You can also use a keyword keys, can just simply execute. I will get the same output. This time I just wanted to use items here, and if I wanted to execute, I will get both key and values. If I wanted to get you know extract the information of values, I can just simply use the values keyword here. I can just go and run the program, then I will get 1 2 3 and 3 4 5. So that's how it actually works with dictionaries. Let me clean up this code. Now we also have this iterating by index of sequence. Like we can also use the index of elements in the sequence to iterate. The key idea is to first calculate the length of the list and iterate over the sequence within the range of this length. So how we can do it that? Like, let me just go with an example. Let me just put here list is equal to list new is equal to just wanted to use here what I can do. Let me just put small strings here so that it will be easy for us to complete the program with an example, right? So I wanted to use a for loop here. I just say that for um, I just give a variable name for index, say index in. So range is one of the a lazy function without a for loop, because it just prints a range. Just like if you are giving 0 and 10, it just prints a tuple of 0 and 10, or anything we give. But if we are using it a for loop, it just gives a very, it just uses like a powerful way. Now range of length of, I just wanted to use, which is this. So this time I just wanted to print list new. What do you think I will get here? I think I need to use here colon, otherwise it will get error. Now when I execute this, I just got an error. So let's check that error. What would be the problem? I think we need to give here this list new. and we have given something wrong here again. We are supposed to give here index, right? Now if I wanted to execute this, what do I get? I get 0, 1 and 2. That means we have just, you know, it just takes like, this is variable we already know. Range of length of list new is, it just goes step by step here. It just checks length of list new, which is 3. So range of 3 will be like 0, 1, 2. So that's how it executed initially 0 and then 1 and then 2, just because of for loop. That's how it generally goes. All right, these are some of the basic examples. We can just practice with many other ways by using for loops. Well, this is it about the for loop. We'll see some more in the next video.